Meet Jenn Lahmers, one of the vibrant anchors of Good Day LA. Her quick wit keeps the morning hours lively and relatable for her viewers. An Ohio native, her career has taken her from Tennessee to New York to LA, including her role as a co-host on Extra. She's a passionate advocate against domestic violence and serves on the Kinsey Institute's advisory board. But her favorite role? Being a mom to her son, Ethan.
Jenn, who are you and what do you do?
So I am a mother and I co-host Good Day LA. You know, I try to come at it from a very real perspective. Like, I'm a mom just like anybody else. It's a pain in the butt to get up in the morning, and we're all just kind of trying to do our best every day. And I feel like that is how I'm able to connect, especially to the parents who are in the trenches, so to speak.
How has work affected your home life?
Well, I have to tiptoe around my house in the morning to get ready. So I've learned the art of brushing your teeth, putting in your contacts, washing your face, all without turning the light on. The impact on him, I don't know. I mean, he's an ER doctor, so he works crazier hours than me. Sometimes, and I will, this is God's honest truth, we will be brushing our teeth in the bathroom at the same time, and he's going to bed, and I'm going into work. There were times when we have just like high five, and then I go in to start my day, and then he crawls into bed to end his day. We are quite literally two passing ships, I would say 9 times out of 10.
Best parenting advice?
Lead with love. You can do no wrong if your heart's in the right place. Yeah.
What's your favorite time of day?
My favorite time of day would have to be 2:30. This is because here's my little routine. I will go into work, and then I will come home, do Pilates for like 45 minutes, and then finally I get to relax. And let me tell you something. There's nothing better than coming home to an empty house and no responsibilities. That is very few and far between for me these days.
What's your idea of a perfect date?
Perfect date? One that's not too ripe. I'm just kidding. By the way, I had a whole bag of like dry dates one time. I would not recommend that. Anyway, perfect date would be literally going to see, I don't know, something that I haven't done before. Like we tried to do a day or a night at the, why can't I think of the name? Griffith Observatory. And couldn't do that because the parking was like insane, and we were driving for miles before we could even find a parking space, and I was wearing uncomfortable shoes, and it never happened. But if it did happen, I think that would probably be a really good date. Just something that I really haven't gotten to experience before. I always love the paint and sip nights where you get to drink some wine and then paint a little picture, because you get a little something to take home and a little memory.
What's the best compliment you've ever received?
The best compliment I've ever received, well, 2 things. Anytime anybody ever says you're a great mom, but also Amanda Salas' Mima just gave me a really great compliment. She's like, you know what, Jen? You got smarts. And I was thinking, nobody says you have smarts anymore. Like, that's an underrated, let's bring it back. Let's bring back she's got smarts. Yeah, I like that one.
When do you feel the most inspired?
The most inspired, I think when I'm watching Ethan just hit these milestones, and we taught him, you know, how to say please and thank you. And to me, that inspires me as a mom, just knowing that what we're teaching him is making a difference, and it's teaching him how to be a good person in what can be sometimes a cruel and unforgiving world, and just getting him ready for that. That's really inspiring to me, is just watching him grow and learn.
What makes you smile the most?
Oh, my son. I know it always goes back to him, but it's true. Yeah, I was just thinking about it last night. I mean, he's growing up so fast and he's learning all these fun little expressions. And he can also be very critical. He can be very cutting sometimes. But it's funny, like just when I'll be looking at him sometimes and I'll think, my God, how lucky am I? And then he goes and like kicks me in the belly button. And I'm like, where did that come from? And it just kind of humbles you right away.
What's the one thing people don't know about you?
The one thing people don't know about me. I have struggled through a lot. I would say personally, I have struggled through abuse. And you know, that's a part of my life that I don't typically share that often. Abusive relationships. It's been important to me from a very early time in my career, because I lost my very close friend to domestic violence in 2009. But I think a lot of people might not know that I've struggled with that myself, which is why I have worked with domestic violence organizations throughout my career. And there's like a part of me that just can connect with that on a very deep level. And yeah, it's not something that I share very often, but maybe it's something that I should.
Vintage or new?
Vintage, baby. In all ways. It only gets better with age, especially when you're 41 years old.
What are 3 things you can't live without?
Oh. Okay. Chapstick. If we're going petty here, then it's chapstick, my cell phone, and concealer. Oh God. Go on.
What's your favorite piece of clothing that you own?
Favorite piece of clothing that I own? That's a really good question. I am kind of a minimalist when it comes to everything. I can never figure out what to wear on the weekends. I would say literally it's gotta be just like 2-piece sets, like athleisure. Like that's my big thing, is athleisure. When I'm at home, as soon as I cross that threshold, the lashes come off, the Spanx come off, and I am in sweatpants and cozy socks.
What's inspiring you in life right now?
Again, I'm going to go back to my son on that. He is the inspiration and the heart and soul and he is my equilibrium. He is the reason that I do what I do every day.
What's something you notice about someone when you first meet them?
I notice, the first thing is their eyes, and their smile. I notice if somebody's making eye contact. I like somebody who's disarming, I would say, and someone who doesn't make you feel like anything that you say is gonna land in a weird way. So I like people who instantly make you feel comfortable.
What's your biggest regret?
My biggest regret. I am a firm believer that no matter what decision you make in this life, and no matter what path you go down, that there are no linear moves, that there are no setbacks, because everything that you do has led you to a certain point. I really can truly say in my life, I have no regrets. If I were to regret anything, it would be not checking in on certain people, or not saying how much I love somebody while they're still here.
What's heavily played on your playlist right now?
God, I hate that I'm gonna admit this, but it's Sabrina Carpenter. It's either Sabrina Carpenter or a lot of 80s and 90s music.
What's your favorite board game?
Balderdash. I played that. I played Balderdash so much when I was like, oh my gosh, like 8, 9, 10 years old. That's one of my favorite games on the planet. And it's where for anybody who doesn't know, it's where you make definitions up to different words.
What book did you most recently finish?
Oh, God. I listen to a lot of podcasts. What book did I can't even tell you that. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I'm not one of those kinds of people who like gets into a good book and just is like a literary monster. I read a lot of articles and I listen to a lot of podcasts. But as far as reading goes, oh my God. I do a lot of audiobooks too. There's one book that I haven't finished, but I'm like in the middle of reading it. It's called Tell Me What You Want. It's by Dr. Jenn Lahmers. And I work with the Kinsey Institute, which is a sexual, identity center in Indiana, at Indiana University. And he just wrote a book about just navigating relationships and what that's like with kids, without kids, and how that changes. So yeah, that would be the one book that I'm like in the middle of reading right now, but I haven't finished it.
Who is your biggest inspiration or motivator?
My son! But he is my biggest motivator. My biggest inspiration it's my mother. My mom has given herself so selflessly to both me and my dad. She wanted to have kids for years and years and couldn't, and then I came around and her whole world stopped. Just a very devoted mom and encouraging in all ways. Not unrealistically so, but despite herself being told that she wouldn't be much when she was younger, like she somehow turned that around and told me that, you're gonna get told no multiple times throughout your career, but just, you can't take that as an answer. That's just not gonna be good enough. You just have to keep going.
How do you start your day?
Well, my alarm clock goes off at 3 o'clock. And I spend the first 10 minutes in bed, just opening up my eyes. And and the first, don't judge me, but the first site I go to, of course, is Instagram. Yes, I do it. And then I check the headlines. And then I get up and I brush my teeth and do all the, business before I go into work.
What's your favorite holiday?
Halloween. That wasn't me, that was the chair.
If you could raid one woman's closet, who would it be?
Oh my God, Carrie Bradshaw.
What's one thing you've always wanted to try but you've been too scared to do?
Stand-up comedy.
What's the one thing you wish you knew at age 19?
That girl, you're gonna go through some stuff in your life, but it's gonna be okay. Everything will level out and everything will work out literally the way it's meant to.
Where was the best vacation you've ever had?
I really haven't been on too many vacations. I would say, that time I went to Jamaica with my girl Janelle, and we went to I have a story for everything. Is that bad? I'm sorry. We went to a couples resort in Jamaica because I was dating a guy for like 2 years and I had booked us a trip to Jamaica and then we broke up, but I got to keep the resort credit. And so I invited her to go along with me, and the entire time they thought we were a couple, and we got an anniversary cake in our room and it was fantastic.
What's something you can't do?
Think on my feet. No. I don't know. What's something I can't do? I can't do a lot. I can't play sports. I can't talk about my son without crying. I can't. I really can't cook a steak. And the list just goes on and on.
What's a movie that made you cry?
Up.
What's your favorite exercise?
Pilates. 3 times a week, baby.
Which movie makes you laugh the hardest?
Oh gosh, there's so many. I'm a comedy person. I would say anything by the Farrelly brothers.
What do you usually eat for dinner?
My son's dinner.
What do you usually eat for lunch?
My son's lunch. I'm just kidding. For lunch, well, it's Joe and the Juice. They make really good avocado sandwiches.
What do you usually eat for breakfast?
Nothing. Coffee.
What are 3 words to describe living in Los Angeles?
Hell on wheels, literally, because it is hell when you're on wheels. Those are not the only 3 words I would describe, but I'm saying traffic here, we can't, come on, we know, we live here.
Do you like surprises?
It depends. I don't like surprises with my food, but with everything else, yeah, sure.
What's one thing you had to learn the hard way?
Being in, well, certain relationships, learning that the hard way. Here's what I found out is if you are watching a friend or a loved one who's like in a crappy relationship and you don't know what to like really say to them, there's nothing that you can really say. Like, at least for me, I had to, again, learn that the hard way, that this person was not meant for me, and then I just had to keep it moving.
What's something you're tired of?
What am I tired of? I'm tired of weekends being too short. I know that's cliche, but it's true. Because it's like Friday doesn't even count. Saturday is just like the one day when you actually get rest and you can do whatever you want. And then Sunday, you have the Sunday scary. So we need like, can there be one more day with this, please? Again, that was not me, that was the chair.
Who do you turn to when you're sad?
I turn to my mother, always. She just knows what to say.
What did you want to do with your life at the age of 12?
This.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited about life are you right now?
Oh, it's 10 out of 10. I have finally found a place that I'm comfortable and I'm getting into a groove here, I feel like. And I'm absolutely where I want to be as far as my life's milestones go.
If you could do a love scene with anyone,
Chris
who would
Hemsworth.
it be? What's the biggest surprise you've had?
My son.
Style icon?
Style icon. I thought, Audrey Hepburn. Yeah.
What's one ingredient you put in everything?
I'm from Ohio, so I'm gonna say ranch. I'm just gonna say ranch. Okay, Midwest.
What 3 people, living or dead, would you like to make dinner for?
I would have to not like them very much because I'm not a really good cook. Can I just leave it at that?
What's your biggest fear in life?
My biggest fear in life is that something bad happens to my kid. Yeah.
What's your current TV obsession?
I love Love is Blind. That's a big show for me. Love is Blind. White Lotus has been good. I've been meaning to watch it, but I haven't seen a single episode yet. Not in this season. Anyway.
Favorite app?
Instagram.
Best advice you'd give your teenage self?
Don't worry about small things, please. Please, God. And just start putting moisturizer on. Just please start doing that. Please do not go in that tanning booth. Stop it right now. Stop it, don't do it. Don't go. You're gonna get sunspots.
A book that everyone should read?
How to Make Friends and Influence People, that was a good one for me.
What would you like to be remembered for?
Oh, that she treated everybody the way that they wanted to be treated.
What do you love most about yourself?
I think that I'm a pretty grounded person. I also think that this is weird. I feel like my agent's answering this. But so I'm gonna talk as if I'm my agent. She's very humble. She doesn't think she's better than anybody else. And above anything else, just wants the people around her to feel like they are seen and that they matter.
Best way to take a rest or decompress?
Fuzzy socks and just like curling up under a blanket and watching garbage TV.
Favorite place to view art?
To view art? TikTok. Could have said that.
If your life were a song, what would the title be?
Oh, that's such a great question. If my life were a song, what would the title be? Can I phone a friend? You know who I'm gonna call, right? Yep. Call Amanda Salas.
I was just talking about you.
You are on speakerphone with the sit.
Oh, hi, the sit.
Hi. And I have a question for you because you're my lifeline on this.
Gotcha, girl.
If my life were a song title, what would it be?
A New Generation. JENN.
Ah!
She's worked 2 markets all across the nation. Her name is Miss Lahmers, and it's a new generation.
Unbelievable! It's a banger. It's a banger. Give it to.
Friday, she brings us so much joy, but catch her on Instagram with her Spider-Man baby boy.
Oh my God! Give it to Diplo. Give it to Diplo. Put it on Spotify right now.
Yeah, girl, that's it. It's a bop.
You're amazing. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you for telling me you're on speaker, unlike AK, who just
I
puts
know.
me on blast after my laser appointment.
That's
I know
right.
this.
That's right.
Yeah.
At least you're not in the
Okay.
bathroom. All right, love you.
That's true. Love you.
Bye. So that's it, I guess. Again, not me, the chair.
If you could master one instrument, what would it be?
Oh! The violin. I think it's the most beautiful instrument ever.
If you had a tattoo, where would it be?
I already have one, girl. Do you want to see it? No. You know why? Because The feet people are gonna get all riled up. I can't afford that to happen again. Not again. Not again. Anyway.
Dolphins or koalas?
Koalas. Well, both of them have their downsides, right? Like koalas have diseases and then dolphins get a little aggressive with you sometimes, if you know what I'm saying. But I would take koalas.
Best gift you've ever received?
My son. So it's always gonna go back to him. You know this.
Least favorite color?
Ooh. To look at or to wear? I would say mustard.
Pilates or yoga?
Pilates.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
What's the weirdest word in the English language?
Badunkadunk.
Dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Milk chocolate. Are you kidding? I know dark chocolate's healthier, but I'm sorry. You can't go wrong with milk chocolate.
Stairs or elevator?
Elevator, please.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
You're stuck on an island. You can pick one food to
Chris
eat
Hemsworth.
forever.
Oh, sorry.
You can pick one food to eat forever without getting tired of it. What would you eat?
Either pizza or pancakes.
A dessert you don't like?
What's that? Sherbet? Sherbet? Isn't it spelled sherbet, but people say sherbet? I don't know, whatever it is, it's gross.
A skill you're working on mastering?
Public speaking.
What's a challenge you're currently working to overcome?
Public speaking. Fear of public speaking.
What personal quality are you most proud of?
Probably my, I'm a huge empath, so it would be that.
What's a lesson you've learned that changed your perspective?
A lesson I learned that changed my perspective. That's such a deep question. Can we come back to it?
What's a social post you're excited to share but haven't yet?
Oh, I want to give a tribute to my dad because today's his birthday, and I want to do my dad said that all the girls were after him in high school, but I didn't believe him, and I asked my mom to send a bunch of thirst trappy photos of my dad, and it's true. Oh my God, my dad was a hottie back in the day.
What's a habit you're trying to break?
Instagram, social media.
What's a cause you're actively involved in?
Domestic violence.
Do you prefer a sweet treat or a savory snack when you need a pick-me-up?
Sweet.
What's a song that always lifts your spirits?
Higher Love by Whitney Houston.
What's your go-to footwear for a busy day?
For a busy day. I have I have like 9 pairs of shoes. Like, I'm not even kidding. But I wear these really comfy Cole Haans with a leopard print. It makes me feel a little sassy sometimes.
Do you prefer the view or the convenience when choosing a seat on a plane?
The convenience.
Which TV character do you find most relatable right now?
That's a great question. Elaine from Seinfeld.
What's an experience that pushed you out of your comfort zone?
An experience that pushed me out of my comfort zone. I would say just being in this business has pushed me outside my comfort zone, because if you would ask anybody who I went to school with, they would tell you that I was very shy growing up. But this whole experience being on TV and being on live TV has really, I would say, opened up my confidence and my level of comfort when it comes to relating to other people.
What's a versatile clothing item you think everyone should own?
Yoga pants.
What's a piece of advice you often find yourself giving to others?
Have grace with yourself.
What's a minor annoyance that really gets under your skin?
God, there's so many. A minor annoyance. You know, I don't like when people will, if you're like in a confined space with somebody else, or like it's only you and one other person, and you're like walking past each other on the sidewalk and they don't even acknowledge that you're alive, or they'll just stare at you and they won't even say anything like, I'm a zoo animal? No, ma'am.
Do you prefer classic or contemporary jewelry?
Classic.
How often do you check your online presence?
Gag. A lot more than I would want, which is why like I'm trying to do the Aroxia method of taking myself off of social media for the weekends, and that's something I'm gonna try as well for Lent.
What's a guilty pleasure you indulge in when you need a break?
Oh my God, social media.
If you could experience someone else's life for a day, who would it be and why?
Gosh. Oprah.
What are 3 essentials you always carry with you?
Well, if you're asking what's in my purse, then I would say it's always chapstick, money, and my phone.
If you weren't in your current profession, what alternative career would you pursue?
I would want to be a forensic investigator.
What's a destination that's at the top of your travel bucket list?
Greece.
What's a pun that never fails to make you laugh?
Any dad joke. Give it to me.
What's an item you never leave home without when traveling?
The chapstick. I told you I'm an addict. I really am.
What's a dish you could eat every day and never tire of?
I mean, it's got to be pizza, right? Because you can do pizza so many different ways.
What's a film from the past 5 years that's left a lasting impression on you?
For the past 5 years. I don't really know. Can we do next one? Yeah. That's a good question, though.
What's a skill you wish you could instantly acquire?
Singing.
What's a musical artist or band you can't stop listening to?
There's no particular one, but I would say the genre's got to be 80s, 90s.
What's your go-to order at your favorite fast food place?
Oh, In-N-Out, is it protein style? Double?
What's something you hope to have accomplished in 10 years?
I hope to have raised a child who is ready for this new world that we're living in.
What's the most adorable thing you've seen recently?
Well, the most adorable thing I've seen recently? I mean, I walked in the other day and my dog was wearing a sweater that I didn't put on her.
What's your favorite meal to cook at home?
I just made a burger for my son. He seemed to love it yesterday. Yeah, that or pancakes.
What's an object or activity that brings you immense joy?
Activity. I like Pilates a lot. I do yoga. Those are both like stress relieving things for me, and I like feeling like I'm getting stronger.
What's a color that you find yourself drawn to lately?
Blue.
What's a fashion trend you hope never comes back?
Please no low-waisted pants. Please. Let's not. Low-rise jeans? Please no. Leave that back in the early 2000s.
How do you handle feedback or comments from others?
If it gets too toxic online, I'll block. But I am open to all constructive criticism.
What hashtag best represents your current state of mind?
Hashtag satisfied.
If your life had a theme song, what would it be?
Ooh. I'm not good at these questions. If my life had a theme song, I would say it's like the opening theme song from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Do 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 do. Anyway, go on. It's kind of how I live my life.
What's the first thing you do to start your day on a positive note?
It's gotta be a weekend. I'll give you a weekend day. Coffee, right? Coffee and a shower.
How do you unwind before going to sleep?
I pop a melatonin and I scroll Instagram for like, I don't know, 15 minutes and then until I get so tired that I can't keep my eyes open anymore.
What's a surprising fact about you that most people don't know?
Surprising fact most people don't know. I mean, I never played sports in school. Never once. Not even a sport. Like I tried. I tried playing biddy ball in 5th grade, but then I collapsed from an asthma attack in the locker room and never went back.
What's a country you've always wanted to explore?
Italy.
Who would you trust to tell your life story?
Oprah.
What's a hidden talent you're proud of?
I can twist my wrist in a full circle because I'm double jointed. I don't have any hidden talents. That's the only one I got.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
I would want to be able to make myself invisible so I can see if people are talking about me.
How do you find beauty in everyday life?
I open my eyes.
What animal do you feel a deep connection with?
Sloth.
What's a memorable gift you've given that brought joy to someone else?
That I've given them? So for my friend's birthday, I gave her a little paw print from her dog in cement and made it into a piece of jewelry. And she loved that because her dog is like 13 years old.
Do you prefer high-end or budget-friendly beauty products?
For what I do for a living, you gotta go high-end. We gotta go high-end, and they can get real expensive.
How do you prefer to style your hair on a casual day?
I don't.
What's a highlight from your day so far?
Working with Bobby D. Anchoring Good Day LA now for the first time with him. he's been a real pleasure to work with. Love Bobby D. Who doesn't?
What's a challenge you face today?
A challenge that I faced today. Oh, I mean this. Like, I don't know, coming up with compelling answers to questions on the spot.
What scent brings back fond memories for you?
Oh, what's that red raspberry scent from not Bed Bath & Beyond, Bath & Body Works? That brings back high school for me.
Do you prefer a warm embrace or a gentle peck?
A warm embrace.
What topic would you choose for a documentary you'd create?
True crime.
What recent content moved you emotionally?
Bluey.
Do you prefer a bold lip or a subtle shine?
Subtle shine. I shouldn't say that. Bold lip. I do not like a glossy lip.
Who is a woman you admire and why?
I admire my mother because she's been through a lot and she has loved me like nobody else has been able to love me in my life. She's an amazing, amazing gal.
How do you recognize when you're truly in love?
Well, I realized that I was in love with Jared after I met his mom because she showed me, literally I came back and visited, met with his parents for the first time, went back home for, I think it was Thanksgiving, and when she sat down and opened a photo album of him, I was like, dang, man, this is something that my mom would do. So as soon as I could see his family becoming my family is when I knew that I loved him.
What's something you're looking forward to in the near future?
Getting married.
What's your go-to for a good laugh?
Prosecco. Again, that was the chair, not me.
What's a positive affirmation you're focusing on today?
Basically, stay in your lane and do not compare yourself to any other person.
What's your review of The Sit?
I'm into it. I dig it. I like it. I feel like it's like a great way of getting to know a person. You guys should use these questions on this is like first date material. Something I said. Sorry.